help you live your best, look your best, and feel fit. This is episode number 3, and today we're going to take a look at cardiovascular exercise. We have this notion that cardiovascular exercise is boring, it's a chore, and oftentimes we neglect it just because it's no fun. And let's face it, who wants to work a full day and then go to the gym and spend an hour on a treadmill or a rowing machine or a bike or something like that? Sometimes it's just boring. So I wanted to give you today a great cardiovascular exercise that you can do. You can do it anywhere. You can do it in under 30 minutes. It's not boring, it's challenging, and it will burn more calories than all these other machines that you could get on for an hour or so. So this is a cardiovascular exercise that not only strengthens your heart, but it's going to help you lose weight, burn calories, tone, and sculpt your body. And so I brought with me my jump rope. Okay, so don't tune me out. I know what some of you are thinking. You can't jump rope, or you've never jump roped, or you're not athletic or coordinated enough. But I want to let you know you can jump rope, you can learn how, and if you jump roped as a kid, you can learn how to even jump rope better today. So I'm going to show you my jump rope here. See? Okay. So we're going to talk about the jump rope in a minute, but I want to start off by advising you that the jump rope is not so frustrating if you're learning it if you can start off with the right equipment. So by the right equipment, I mean, first of all, you want to have an athletic pair of shoes, something that has good support in the forefoot. Sometimes certain shoes don't have great support, and you want something that feels comfortable and absorbs a little bit of shock. Also, jump roping on concrete or tile or something laid over concrete can be harder as well. So if you can avoid jumping on a hard surface, that's best. But if you can't, then you might lay down like a yoga mat or something where you're able to absorb some of the shock. So, and then of course your jump rope. And I'm going to show you my jump rope. You can get these at most sporting goods stores, but mine is actually a weighted jump rope. The end screws off and you're able to put weights in there. And it's also beaded, and I like the beaded jump rope just because it spins easier. The problem or the downside to that is sometimes when you're jump roping, if it hits you, it can bite a little bit. But there are all types. There's plastic, there's leather, there's speed ropes, there's beaded ropes, there's weighted ropes, and there's adjustable ropes. And you might trial and error with some jump ropes. You don't have to spend a lot of money. They're pretty affordable, but I would at least look for one that is adjustable. And adjustable mean that you can adjust the length of the rope. Because if your rope is too short or your rope is too long, you're going to frustrate yourself and not be able to jump as easily, and you're going to expend extra energy because the rope is not the correct length. So I'm going to show you how to size your rope. And you can't see my feet, but I'm actually taking the center of the rope and I'm stepping into it with my toe, and I'm pulling the rope up right to my chest area. And you can see how the handles are coming to chest height on me. So you don't want your rope to be longer than mid-chest or lower than mid-chest. That's the correct position for your rope, and that's the correct length. So once you've established the length of your rope and you've adjusted your rope, let's look at how to jump rope. And it's really very easy once you take this and break it down step by step. And we're going to start with step number 1, which is just turning the rope. So your wrists, when you turn the rope, are going to be loose, and you're going to be turning the rope from the wrist, not from the arm. You see a lot of people swinging the entire arm. You're actually going to keep your elbows tucked into the body, and start off by grabbing the handles in front of you, keep them together, and keep your wrists nice and loose. And you're going to start off by forming figure 8 with the rope. So I'm just turning the rope in front of me with my wrist in a figure 8 type motion, side to side, keeping the elbows next to my body, swinging the rope side to side. This is going to be this is a key step for you to learn, because I'm going to teach you how to jump in and out of the rope while maintaining this. So your next step is going to be to jump into the rope. You're keeping the rope speed going and keeping the rope speed consistent. If you do not keep the rope speed consistent, you will have problems jumping in and out of the rope. So important to keep the same speed and keep it consistent. Your rope is just barely going to be touching or close to touching the ground. As you bring the hands, the rope behind your body, you're going to open your hands and to allow the rope to split so that you can step into it. So I'm going to show you and then I'm going to jump into it. I'm opening the hands as it comes behind, and then I'm going to jump into it. So one more time, keep the rope spinning. You're going to open the rope up as it passes behind your foot, opening behind and jumping in. Keep the speed of the rope going. Keep your elbows close to the body, the hands forward, your wrists loose, land softly, jump out, and keep the figure 8 motion going. So those two steps, keeping the figure 8 going and then opening up behind you, will enable you to jump into the rope. It actually just winded me a little bit. So the third thing I want to tell you is to land softly with your knees. So your knees are shock absorbers. You're going to not jump very high. Just jump high enough so that the rope passes under the foot. It's touching the floor, passing under the foot. And as you jump, land softly. Let your knees be shock absorbers and absorb the shock of the landing. So if you do this, you'll be able to jump in and out of the rope, landing softly. And then I taught you this because once you jump out of the rope, you're able to keep the rope spinning while you rest for a minute, but also keep your heart rate up a little bit. So it's a really good way versus just jumping and then stopping and then picking up the rope. This routine would be perfect. Jump roping would be perfect if you jump roped, say, for a minute at a time, and then threw in a minute of crunches. Back to jump roping for a minute, throw in a minute of push-ups. Back to jump roping, and then throw in like a core movement, which could be holding up isometric plank. Then back to jump roping, and repeat this until you've got about 15 minutes of jump roping in. You'll discover that this will be a more challenging workout than you've possibly ever done. You'll burn a ton of calories. You will be sweating, and you'll feel great because you'll do it in 15, 20, or 30 minutes or less. Work your way up to it, so you don't have to start off with 20 or 30 minutes. You can start off with 5 minutes, because you'll find out how challenging and what a great workout jump roping can really be. Again, this is FeelFitTv. You can find me on Facebook, and you can subscribe to FeelFitTv at feelfit.me. And this is your source for fitness and health, nutritional information to help you feel fit. Again, I'm your host, David Cummings. Your emails are appreciated. If you email me, I will try to address a question that you have that might be fitness or health or nutrition related in one of these TV episodes. So, feel fit.